Doing really well. Hi, Kay.
Hey, um, would folks like to start out with like introducing their name and their pronouns? I can go first. My name's Kay. I'm the lead organizer at Spark Reproductive Justice Now, and my pronouns are she, they. And then maybe we could let's just say how we're feeling today. Let's start out with that.
Hey, how are you feeling?
You said how am I feeling?
Yeah.
I'm okay. Yeah, I'm okay. Um, yeah, I'm okay. I'm just a little tired, but I'm good.
Well, hope you get some rest after this meeting. I'll go next. My name's Ukwome Ukairo. I'm just a base member of Spark, but I'm so excited to be here. I use she and her pronouns, and I am also tired. It's Tuesday, and it literally feels like Thursday's like ugly ass cousin. So this week is already kind of kicking me around. Um, and then I'll pass it to whoever, but I have a small announcement I'd like to make. So if someone could possibly make room for that, that would be so, so helpful. Thank you guys.
My name is Freya. Pronouns are she, her, and I feel worried about the future of this country, but optimistic that we can still turn it around.
Hey everyone, I am Asha. I am the new community organizer with Spark Reproductive Justice Now. Howdy, howdy. My pronouns are she, hers, and I'm feeling really good after my dinner from Mushi Ni. So if you haven't tried Mushi Ni yet, it's poppin' and you need to try it.
It sounds good. Never heard of it, but it sounds like you liked it, so maybe I will too.
Hey everyone, my name is Erin. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm the communications manager at Spark. I'm feeling good, a little tired, like almost everyone else said, because it's the end of the day, but I'm feeling pretty good.
Hey y'all, my name is Agbo. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I'm the policy and advocacy director with Spark. Um, I'm feeling kind of cold actually. My feet are really cold and they've been cold all day. So that's literally where my mind's been for a good part of the day.
Hey y'all, my name is Neka. My pronouns are she, they, and I am feeling also cold. I feel like it's finally starting to dip in terms of temperature, and I enjoy being as warm as possible. I think it's the African in me, so I'm not used to I don't enjoy temperatures below like 70 degrees.
Okay, Carter put their introduction in the chat. If folks want to look in there, but Carter's the operations coordinator and their pronouns are they, them. Um, yeah. Um, quick question, Agbo. Can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up?
Did you want to quickly talk about like the person who's coming in later on today? Before we get started?
Um, sure. So later on in the meeting, we're going to have a birth worker join us to give a presentation on natural methods of birth control. Diamond is a birth worker and herbalist. but also a parent of 4 daughters, and they've been teaching natural birth control methods for over 10 years. So yeah, she's going to come in and teach us a bit about taking charge of fertility options and how to teach, I guess, community members to take charge of their birth control options with the use of tracking, herbs, and body signals.
Thank you so much for that. Yeah, okay. So that's a little later on today, around 7. Also, we'll be doing wait, can folks hear me? Okay. If you just put a thumbs
I
up.
can hear you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so that's a little later on today. Also, I believe the Uber Eats will be added to the chat soon. If it's not able to, my phone's broken at the moment, so I can't actually look at that, but
Carter just added it to the chat.
okay, cool. So if folks want to either wait till then or just go ahead and figure out what you want to eat now, yeah. But give me 1 second. Hold on. 1 second, everyone. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Okay, so I also wanted to briefly talk about some of the stuff that's going on this week, if folks are interested. So, if folks don't know, this week is our RJ Week of Action, or Reproductive Justice Week of Action, and it's from the 27th through October 1st. So, technically, I mean, we missed the things that were going on Monday and technically today, but we're here at the Basin meeting, and I can just go from Wednesday down. So on Wednesday, there will be 2 virtual advocacy panels, just centering building a movement for RJ in the states. And also on Thursday, there will be a virtual briefing for state legislators if folks want to join that, or like tap into that. And then lastly, Friday will be the Spark virtual game night, which will be categories but themed around reproductive justice. So that'll be super fun. I'm not sure if folks are familiar with categories or not, but it could get cute. It's really cute. Yeah. And then tomorrow at 12 p.m., there will be a Beyond the Binaries, building state movements for LGBTQIA and liberation. And Agbo will also be a part of that conversation as well. So if folks want to tap into that, you can also do that. And also check out our Spark Instagram to get like direct links to go to all those different things going on. Also, sorry, tomorrow there's also another panel, decriminalizing Blackness and dismantling systems that punish our bodies. And there's also a direct link to that as well. And it's a lot of other cool things that you all can check out if you just go to our Spark RJ Now Instagram and tap into that. And also next week, Friday, there will be a makeup live demo going on live on the Spark Instagram. It's an event called The Beat, and some of the Spark fellows are kind of putting that together, and I'm super excited for that. But they have like a series. So the first one will be like a drag film performer who will be doing like a live demo around like drag makeup. Then they'll also be having a conversation about like what gender euphoria looks like to them, and also having yeah, just more conversation around like gender euphoria, what that looks like, what that feels like, what does it mean to do drag, all the things. And then there'll be like 2 other events that will like that are a part of that series that kind of do the same thing. And one of them is for like mass of center performers, and we're still working out the details with that. And then the last one will be gender affirming makeup for trans femme folks, or folks who want to do like, oh sorry, who want to do like those kind of like, who are interested in like those kind of doing makeup in that way. But also it's centering trans women and trans femmes, but the space is open to anybody. You can just hop into live and add to the conversation, engage in it, listen to what folks are talking about, all the things. I also want to use this moment that we have before our speaker comes through. I wanted to use this moment to kind of just like gauge folks and figure out what folks would like to see from our like basement. Oh wait, hey Carter, I think that's the Zoom link. Okay, I'll let Carter handle that. But yeah, yeah, I would like to just see what folks want and what folks want to see throughout like these base member meetings. Like, what is something that you want to see? Do you want to see more engaging conversation? Do you want to see some trainings? What would you like to come out of this? So if folks have any ideas, I would love to hear. Oh, and Carter also updated the link, so it's below. And also this space is just, the intention of this space is just to build community while also providing resources, supporting folks in community, and just like building like community within our base. So yeah, we're still like navigating and learning what that looks like, but also we still think it's super important to like just gauge our members and figure out what they want and what they want to see in the next upcoming base member meetings. Anyone want to? Generally, I'd like to learn more about RJ. I like to see more opportunities to easily plug in. Okay, hold on 1 second. Yeah, I think we also can definitely do that. I think it's super important to just like engage in those conversations, and also like doing, I'm not sure if you were around when we did any of the RJ trainings, but we definitely can like bring those back and kind of circle back with those as well. Yeah, I think that would be a good idea. Also, political education and volunteer opportunities. Yes, yes, echoing that. I think that also as far as like political education, I think it's super important that we can just like bring in other folks and have other different types of RJ related conversations. So I think that'll be good too. Also, just like us as well. And if y'all have folks that y'all want to uplift within that as well, I think that would be cool. But yeah, definitely volunteer opportunities. I definitely can plug y'all into some of that stuff as well as like the rest of the team. Let's see. I'd like to learn more about RJ for trans folks. I'm aware of it, but I'm not familiar. Ooh, I like that one too. I definitely agree. I think that that can be a very like important. That's a very important conversation to have, but also like it could be uh, something came from my screen. Sorry. I think that can also be an important conversation to have, but also like I don't know. I think yeah, it's an important conversation. And we've done similar things like that with Instagram. So for example, we had like our parlay listening sessions where we paired up with NGP, and we did like lives, and we engaged, like we had like different conversations regarding community building that centered trans folks, reproductive health care that centered trans folks, why it's important. We have folks from Plume. I'm not sure if you all are aware of Plume, but they are a medical and health I guess, org that centers hormone replacement therapy for trans people and gender affirming things as well. But yeah, I definitely echoing that, LEY. I would love to bring that into the space. Anybody else want to add anything? I think I might have missed something in the chat. No, I didn't. Anything specific as far as political education, Ukoma? Or just political education in general?
I think it could be like revolving themes. So, like specifically speaking to what Kiera said around like trans liberation, even trans history. I would love to learn more about, like, just overall. I think there's a lot there, and there are like pinnacle moments during the year that we dedicate to history of a lot of other groups, like Black History Month, Hispanic Heritage Month, like Women's History Month for folks that like identify as women. And I would even love to like maybe during Women's History Month, like do a lot around like trans women and like their like history and really nosedive into that, or during Black History Month, like around like Black trans folks, just like ways that like we use like these kind of already commonplace things and spin them into RJ that feels good for us.
I like that.
Sorry, that sounded so country. Pray for me, y'all. But yes.
No, you did not.
That sounded so country.
And if you did, that's okay also, you know.
But yeah, I love political education. I think it's fun. I think there's some times where I feel like we need to know everything. So I really enjoy spaces where like your sole purpose is to be just learning. Like I just think that's delicious. So
ooh, delicious. Yeah. And I also think like for me, I want to figure out more creative ways to be able to incorporate like all these things. So figuring out more creative ways to do political education digitally. Like it doesn't have to just be like, oh, a PowerPoint or like, I don't know, us watching like, well, even watching a video that can like warrant discussion. So even watching videos that can warrant discussion, or even just like having like an open space where we just like openly talk about things. Like, yeah, or even like getting into groups and like working on things. I want to just make sure like, I don't know, I want to try my best to be like more hands-on in these spaces and trying to do the best, figuring out different ways to be able to engage folks and allow folks to be able to digest like these important conversations.
I know I keep speaking and I'm sorry to take up so much
it's okay.
space. I just had an actual objective for today's meeting rather than like just kicking it with y'all, which is one of my all-time favorite things to do. But some of y'all know that I am the programs associate at ARC Southeast. And so part of that role is like organizing our practical support volunteer program, which is we have practical support volunteers that help folks get to their appointments who are having abortions. And so right now, this is just a very critical time with SB 8 and the impacts that it has had all over the Southeast. And so if anyone in here is interested in becoming a practical support volunteer, I think folks in Spark would already have just a lot of like the knowledge, the political background, just the alignment with our volunteer base. And I would love to talk to you more about that. I'm going to drop the application in the chat. This is a shameless plug. This is a shameless plug. But I am going to drop the application in the chat. And if you have more questions about it, I'll drop my email too. But I just wanted to put that in there because I know this is not the first time someone has like I've brought up or someone else has brought up more volunteer opportunities. And I would love to, build power with y'all. So drop in the chat if you have questions, holla at me.
Yes, thank you. It's not, I mean, you can uplift all the things that you're working on and be able to drop it in the chat, or we can plug it in. That's what this space is for. So I also want to uplift that too. future reference. But I'll let you type that in the chat.
I love you, Kay. You just be making me
I
feel
love
good.
you.
Just be making me feel great.
Yes. I'm so happy. Mm. Yeah, was there anything else anyone wanted to uplift or talk about while they type that in the chat?
I will say, I guess, in the interest of volunteer opportunities, if folks are interested in getting involved in our campaign around crisis pregnancy centers and defunding crisis pregnancy centers, please absolutely reach out to me, and I'll put my email in the chat. Always looking for more folks to get involved in that work. So yeah, please hit me up about that, as well as our Power in a Name campaign. If you're interested in, I guess, in just any advocacy campaign work, please just, shoot me an email, let me know. Would love to have you, engaged in the campaign. And then Kay spoke about RJ Week of Action this week. That's also something you can still get involved in. We have some state legislator meetings on Thursday. So if you want to talk to maybe not necessarily your legislator, but a legislator about issues that impact you the most, let me know as well, and I can get you signed up for that and send you the information required for that.
Thank you for plugging all that in, Agbo. I'm trying to make sure I'm not leaving anything out. Also, if folks are interested in showing up for the March for Reproductive Justice, that's October 2nd at 11 a.m. Is that Liberty Plaza? If folks want to show up to that, just make sure you wear your masks and do all the things that you need to take care of yourself. I'm not sure if any of us will be in attendance. I mean, I personally won't be attending, but if I'm not sure if Agbo or anyone else will be going, but yeah, let us know, and maybe we could maybe folks can kind of go together. If folks need a buddy or something, maybe we can figure something out, or find other folks who are going in community and kind of just connect other people together so that folks won't be alone. Oh, boom. I'll be at the march in Duluth unless there's one closer in Atlanta. Liberty Plaza is in Atlanta. I had to double check, but yeah, it's in Atlanta. It's downtown. So if you look on our Instagram, you'll see. Yeah, it's downtown. If you look on our Instagram, you'll see where it is. And if you need folks to go with, let us. Oh, boom! Oh, the Liberty Plaza March will take place. Great. What time? It'll take place at 11 o'clock a.m. 11 a.m. Asha, I'm not trying to call you out, but I wanted to ask you a question. Is there anything you wanted to talk about as far as introducing yourself? Maybe talk more about who you are, since you're the new organizer, and this is your first base members meeting as the organizer. So maybe you want to introduce yourself, even though you already did, but
Yes. I was just typing a whole bunch of ideas, but I'm Asha. I'm originally from Southern California, but I've lived a lot of years in Miami. And I've been up in Atlanta for a couple of years now. I have a son. I am a doula. Um, I'm almost done with my lactation consultant training and evidence-based childbirth ed. Da da da. I have access to a lot of Plan B, a lot of it. So, there's people in need. Uh, I am also a part of a doula collective out here in Atlanta Doula Collective. And we support, the most marginalized folks that can be marginalized in Atlanta, that are going through trying to conceive, fertility, abortion, uh, birth, postpartum. Yeah. Any other questions? I feel like I was kind of thorough. Was that thorough?
Yeah, I think it was thorough. I think it was thorough.
But yeah, if anyone has any questions, you can hit me up. I guess I can put my email in the chat. I've done a couple doula trainings. So my first one was with Doula Trainings International. It wasn't centered for what I wanted to do, because I became a doula because I'm a child of teen parents. And so I wanted to be able to support poor folks. I wanted to be able to support teens. I wanted to be able to support Black folks. And my training was really targeted at people who can pay thousands of dollars for doulas. And so my second training was with Southern Birth Justice Network. And we've done support with incarcerated folks, trans folks, queer folks, teen parents, all that fun stuff. So, yay. I'll put my email in the chat. And if you want to know of some trainings, some birth worker trainings, or even just birth worker programs, people are putting out all these programs for free or discounted because they need less white people to participate. So yeah.
That will also be cool to kind of incorporate into this space too, some of that work that you've done. I know you're writing down ideas. And thank you, Asha, for uplifting yourself, and welcome again. Hey, Diamond, can you hear me?
Yes. Hello. Hi.
Hey, I was gonna ask you, would you be okay with if we took a break at 6 now and then came back at 6:45? Would you be ready to?
Yes, of course. I'm here. I'm open.
Okay, cute. We can take a break now. Folks can order their food. Remember the link is in the chat. We can take like a 10-minute break and then hop back in at 6:47, and then we can start then. Cute. I need to start playing music too. I want to get some music. I need some playlists. Kiera. You're welcome, Aaron. Oh, Diamond, I know we're about to start in a few. I was gonna ask you, did you need anything like as far as um a presentation or anything, or did you need to share your screen or
No, I don't need anything. I can talk and explain um everything. I
okay,
don't need
okay,
anything.
cool.
Thank you so
Okay.
much.
You're so welcome. Hey Diamond, if you're ready, we can get started now. Or do you want to wait that extra minute?
I'm gonna start in 1 minute. I'm settling
Okay.
my daughter down now. Sorry.
No worries, no worries. While Diamond gets her stuff together, did anybody order anything good?
I know I want to hear.
You say what?
I said I want to hear. I love food. Oh my gosh.
Yes, same. I ordered a farm burger. I don't know if you heard of that.
I
but
have. I used to eat it for lunch all the time.
Oh, we
Yes.
used to have farm burger too at the old
All right,
office. It was right around the
PPT.
corner.
I miss farm burger.
Me too. I
Somebody
didn't
had
order anything,
tacos.
but oh, I'm sorry. What?
I was saying someone had said they got tacos in the comments. Oh,
I
Carter.
didn't order anything yet, but I made some fried rice and salmon earlier, so I think I'm gonna eat that and then maybe order something tomorrow. And I really want to try this place you're talking about, Asha. What part of
Pop
town is it?
in. Pop in. It's off Flat Shoals.
Okay, cool.
EAV.
I need to
feel
go to
like it
Aaron's
wasn't
house
always
and
called
get
that.
food next time.
You eat salmon now, friend?
No, but you can cook. It's sea meat, so you know. Oh, what Agnes said?
I'm sorry. I'm trying to log into on my computer.
Oh,
It's
no worries.
okay.
Take your time. Take your time. Oh, yes. Yes, churros. Churros are good. I like a cinnamon roll, though, because churro kind of crunchy sometimes.
Wait, have y'all seen those Cinnabon cinnamon roll cookies?
Oh, that sounds extra sweet.
It sounds delicious.
I'm like, unpopular opinion. I don't really like cinnamon rolls like that.
What?
I don't know why.
You're
Have you
the
had
first
Cinnaholic?
person
Found one that I
ever that I've
enjoyed.
ever heard
I
say
like
that.
Cinnaholic.
Hey,
Wait, you said what, Aaron?
Cinnaholic.
I said you're the first person I've ever heard say they don't like cinnamon rolls.
Yeah, I don't know.
well,
what it
Right.
to
is
each
about
one's
them.
own.
I mean, it's basically a biscuit with sugar, so I mean, I can kind of get it. Kinda.
But it's better than a biscuit with sugar. And the
Right.
Cinnaholic ones are good vegan cinnamon rolls because sometimes vegan be tasting vegan. You
Right.
know
I'm
what talking
surprised
about.
that I'm always in disbelief that they're all vegan. I'm like, something got to be eggs in one of these things.
I make some pretty good cinnamon rolls too. I got you, Kay.
Oh, heard. Say less.
I was
You
a
ran up the
strict
street for
vegan for
me.
I was a strict vegan for like 5 years, and I still cook mostly vegan, but sometimes I want cheese.
That sounds good. That's real. I'm not vegan. I'm trying to be vegan. I eat vegetarian stuff sometimes too.
Then see, I got you.
Yeah. I'm trying to go vegan. I'm finally getting most cheese out of my diet. I found some cheese substitutes that I like and that actually melt like cheese.
That's hard to find.
Yeah.
I'm glad you found that.
Yes.
Everything melts so much better than it used to. I was raised pescatarian, so like cheese alternatives in the 90s
Oh my god.
were disgusting.
I can imagine.
I've tried some, and the taste and the texture were no thank you.
Y'all should try WTF. It's a food truck. They're only out like on the weekends. Oh wait, hold on. Yeah, they're only out on the weekends.
I do carrot and potatoes for cheese. Mother Diamond. And then you add some jalapenos and it makes a nice like nacho cheese sauce.
Ooh. You be throwing down for real.
Oh, I be cooking.
I gotta pull up.
Okay, I'm ready.
Are you ready? Okay.
Yes. So hi everyone. I am Diamond. I am a birth worker. I'm a birth worker trainer, an herbalist, a fertility doula. I do a lot of things in the spectrum of birth and parenting. I am a homeschooling parent
Mm.
of 4 daughters. Yes. My oldest daughter is an abortion doula. What else? I'm from Newark, New Jersey. I am the co-founder of Mamisi's Birth Services. We're a doula training. Well, we are birth worker training organization. We train childbirth educators, doulas. We train parenting advocates. We teach parenting advocation with hospitals and doctors and parents who have children with special needs. What else we do? We do a lot of things. We do community work. We teach baby wearing and lactation and partner courses, labor partner courses. And so yeah, we're very like deep into the community and we're doing community work. And I think that's about it. If you have any questions about anything, I'm always open to questions. I love the conversation, and having conversations and talking, right? Evidently. And just I'm here. I'm sorry, I wasn't sure if I was just introducing myself or if I was starting. So I stopped.
Oh, no worries, no worries. You move as you feel you need to.
Oh, okay, so I don't mind starting the presentation and while I'm here, if that's okay with everyone.
I missed the last thing you said. You said you're gonna start the presentation?
Yes. I'll start.
Okay.
I wasn't sure if it was time for me to start. So I am a fertility doula, and I'm an herbalist, and I help my community like learn about their fertility and how to stop their fertility, how to take charge of their fertility, and how to navigate just their body autonomy in general. So there are sometimes within my community in North New Jersey, we don't have access to proper birth control and Plan B and things like that. So typically they will come to me and we'll figure out a routine for them, or we'll give them a solution to a problem that they may have. So there are a couple of herbs that I keep stocked just in case anything happens. Like an herbal Plan B would be Queen's Anslace, and that's something that I keep just in case anything happens. It's best used within 6 weeks of sexual contact, and they can take that every 4 hours for 3 days. Now, it's more strenuous than just taking the simple Plan B, but with the Plan B, they're like, it doesn't necessarily work for folks who are plus size. I believe after 180 pounds, it becomes wonky. It won't work. But with Queen's Anslace, the dosage is relatively the same. A blend that I also keep is Black Cahoose, Blue Cahoose, and Don Quay. I can write that down, but they can take equal parts of it, make it a tea, and use it as an abortifacient, just in case anything happens, and they need it. there's also different types of birth control that they can take to stop ovulation. Black seed oil is something that can be taken just to stop implantation. They can take neem oil for emergencies. It is best used like immediately within 24 hours of sexual contact. So I mentioned an abortifacient. An abortifacient is a substance that induces an abortion. So we are going to see an uptick in herbal abortions based on everything that's going on politically. So I make sure that my birth workers know that these are like important things to take and to have for your clients, especially in some of the 7 states. So when you are given these abortifacients, you have to make sure that you can see your client and monitor any side effects, like if their blood pressure is dropping, if they're feeling lethargic, and things like that. Are there any questions so far? Because I might be going too fast.
No, no questions.
Yes, okay. I'm happy. So abortifacient, sorry. So something else that is really accessible is parsley. A common parsley can induce an abortion. That's why I was really careful. You should be really careful when folks are pregnant and they're like using seasonings and things like that. Parsley tea, take it every 6 hours, will bring down your menses and induce abortion. There are non-herbal ways to track your fertility. So there are many ways to like prevent pregnancy, not just with herbs. We can track our fertility with our spit. If you put your spit on a window and you look at it, like our body will tell us when we're ovulating. So your spit looks different from the window. It has more of the fractals within the spit when you're ovulating. It's something that's free. You can also use, they have these what are they called? They're like a telescope. And you can ask anyone in CVS or Walgreens if they have, it's called just a non-herbal fertility tracker, and you spit on it and you look at it and it tells you if you're ovulating or not. And those are easily accessible. You can notice your cervical fluid. So your cervical position changes during your cycle. So when you're menstruating, it's firm, it's low, it's closed, and it's not wet. But around ovulation, it's soft, it's high, it's open, and it's wet. So that is called the show. So soft, high, open, and wet. And that's around the time you're ovulating. And then right after ovulation, it goes back to firm, low, closed, and non-wet. And then you go right into your menstruation. And that cycle typically goes on typically about 28 to 30 days. Is there any questions about that or about the non-herbal way to track your fertility? Okay, so we're gonna talk about what your period color means. So when it's red and it's rich, so at full flow, a red rich color is a sign of a healthy period. And so that you know that everything is working right and you're knowing how your cycle is going. If it's dark brown or you have brown spotting, it's a light blood flow and it can turn brown as it's exposed to more oxygen. So at full flow, brown blood can be too thick and flowing too slowly. So if it's watery pink, pink can indicate hormonal imbalance and potentially low estrogen. And any clots can indicate an excess of estrogen, and it usually comes with a heavy flow. So how to identify when you're ovulating. So cervical fluid observations. Your cervical fluid becoming more wet in consistency will indicate that your ovulation is coming. Is egg white or white cervical fluid can indicate that the body is getting ready to ovulate and is ovulating. Cervical fluid will decrease in fertile quality and become more dry for the rest of your cycle after ovulation has taken place. You can also check your basal body temperature to confirm that ovulation took place. So a shift, an increase in basal body temperature will indicate that your ovulation has successfully taken place. So your body temperature will rise the day after you ovulate. The day of low temperature is likely the day on which your ovulation took place. So other signs of fertility is your cervical position, which we talk about, show your ovulation pain. And sometimes that's different. Sometimes it's just cramping, ovulation spotting, and it's not. Sometimes we have that, sometimes we don't. Increased energy, swollen vaginal lips, and more. You can experience some of them, none of them, or all of them. That's why it's important to track. Some free trackers are Clue and Glow. They're free. You can track, or you can just write it in your calendar. Anything? Okay, so we're gonna talk about the phases of your menstrual cycle, your menstrual cycle. So the menstrual phase marks the beginning of your follicle phase. That's the first half of your cycle. So day one is the first full day of bleeding, and your period should usually last between 3 and 7 days. So your hormones or your estrogen are as lowest when bleeding begins. Estrogen starts rising throughout the week. And so your nutrients that you should be taking is iron, vitamin C, B12, and B6 rich foods. You should be resting and getting gentle exercise because your body is depleting all of its nutrients. So your mid follicle phase begins after menstruation ends and lasts until ovulation. The follicle phase can vary in length. Your estrogen rises and your follicle stimulating hormone is released. It stimulates 6 to 8 follicles and one of your ovaries to mature. These follicles contain your eggs. So yeah, you should be increasing your folate, your vitamin E, high fiber, and fermented foods like yogurt. You should be eating a lot of green leafy foods. You can increase your intensity of workout, and you can start to challenge yourself. You might find yourself having more energy. Your ovulation phase is the egg is only viable for 12 to 24 hours. If it's not fertilized, it disintegrates. So your estrogen peaks, a surge in your LH hormone and your testosterone occur just before ovulation, and an egg bursts from the mature follicle ready to be fertilized. So your luteal phase is after ovulation. The empty follicle forms the I'm sorry, you want to say anything?
Yeah, I had a question. I didn't mean to cut you off. I just thought that I just wanted to catch you before you moved on to the next phase. Do you have any specific advice? Because I know you're talking about supplements and stuff. Do you have any specific advice for people who have like endometriosis or like really, really painful periods or anything like that?
Yes, I have endometriosis. Resting during your menses helped me so much. And just resting. That is what helped me the most. Not overextenuating myself. Taking the time to just honor me and to rest and know that I deserve that rest. And that's really it. That's what helped me most. Have you tried that? I know it sounds like I know it sounds so simple. I know, but it was something that I wasn't doing. It was something that I wasn't doing. Heavy lifting, A yoga helps also, and a pelvic floor therapist.
Okay, great. That's yeah, I guess that's a great natural technique. Definitely keep that in mind.
Yes. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. So after ovulation, this becomes the hormone gland that produces progesterone. So your corpus luteum disintegrates after 11 to 16 days if you're not pregnant and causes progesterone levels to plunge. And this is the second half of your cycle. That's it. I'm sorry.
I have a quick question. Do you recommend like any apps to, I guess, track ovulation and things like that? Sorry for that.
No problem. Yes. So I use Clue. I like Clue. And Glow. The Glow app is really good, and it tells you when your period is coming. And with the Clue, it helps with PCOS because like after a certain amount of time, it will track and say, hey, your period is like this is how long your cycle is, and you're able to explain those symptoms to your doctor.
Thank you so much.
No problem, no problem. I'm happy to help. And if you have any other questions about anything else, I'm here. I might not touch on it, but I'm open to answering all questions. Okay, so what does your cervical fluid mean? So if you have no cervical fluid, that's your lowest chance of pregnancy. So no cervical fluid is seen or felt, it's no chance of pregnancy. If it's sticky, it may be thick or dry or like lumpy and rubbery. It can be sticky like glue. It may create a feeling of wetness or discomfort. That indicates typically like you're potentially fertile or you're getting there. If your cervical fluid looks cloudy or creamy and white, or it resembles lotion, and it may feel like wetness, you're potentially fertile. If your cervical fluid is egg white, is wet and stretchy, it may look transparent or clear, like with a little bit of cloudiness or streak into it. It might resemble egg whites. It can be stretched between your fingers without breaking. That's your highest chance of pregnancy. So this is typically when you would avoid sexual activity. Any questions about that?
I have another question, but this is more so geared towards like contraception.
Mm-hmm.
So for those, because people who are thinking about these like natural solutions are probably also thinking about natural forms of contraception, as far as like condoms and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any specific brands or anything like, materials or anything like that that you feel are a better alternative than, like the mass produced condoms and diaphragms and things like that?
Yes, so latex, most folks are not most. Some folks are allergic to latex. So there is lambskin. You can also contact Trojan and they will send you free samples of different condoms and materials that they use. But lambskin is typically the most accessible one that you can find. And there is another one. There is another one. It's called Lilo.
All right. Okay. Cool. Thank you.
Yes, I'm sorry. I had to find it. I remember hearing about it, but couldn't remember the name of it. Yeah, so it's called Lilo, and those are the best accessible options. But children usually will send out condoms for you to try. You can have them for just in case anyone needs them.
No, but it sounds interesting. I've heard of lambskin, but I've never used it. It sounds, I don't know. I'm intrigued to even see what it looks like.
Yeah. Hold on. Latex-free condoms are, you can find them in Whole Foods and Walgreens and things like that, but they aren't as accessible as latex condoms. So you can contact the companies. They'll send them. They'll send samples, and you can just have them. I'm sorry. I wasn't sure if anyone had any more questions. Okay, so we talked about parsley. We talked about black seed oil. That's typically accessible. You can find it almost everywhere. Everyone sells it at this point. It's nasty. It's really nasty. So it's best when taken in capsule form. With that, you can take it. You can take one capsule every 12 hours, and it will prevent implantation. It also clears up your skin. It's like amazing, but it'll prevent implantation. Is any questions about that? Or about using your spit? And that's free. You can use your spit as a free contraception to avoid pregnancy. Okay, so we're gonna talk about if you are pregnant, how to take care of yourself. So a lot of herbs you have to avoid. Sorry. There are herbs you have to avoid, like parsley and ginger. Typically, folks will take ginger in order to ward off nausea. But ginger isn't something you can take. Sea wormwood is another herb that's common that is harmful during pregnancy or aids in bringing your menses down. Oregano, Scotch broom, feverfew, turmeric, coriander, hogwood. Cotton tree is an herb to avoid altogether. It also aids in sterilizing.
Oh.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I have a question. I just came at the end of the spit part or saliva. I was in the bathroom. Would you mind talking more about that?
Yes, of course. So to So the spit is to track if you're fertile or not. So you can avoid sexual activities during that time. So when you okay, our body tells us when we're ovulating or if we're fertile or what's going on with our body. So part of that is our saliva. So our saliva looks completely different when we're ovulating or when we're fertile or when we're not fertile. So when we are fertile, your saliva looks, it has freckles on it. It looks kind of like a tree. And that's how you know when you are. When you aren't, when there's nothing, when you're not fertile, there's nothing there. It looks like spit. It looks just like spit. So that is one way that we can tell when what's going on with our body. So you can put a piece of spit on a sunny window and the fractals you can see the fractals because of the sun. You can also get a fertility tracker at Walgreens or CVS, and you spit on this like device, and it works the same way the sun does. It shines a light on your spit, and it shows you what it looks like. And that, so like the window and the sun is completely free. If no one has access to the things that we are like we have, you can tell them that, and they can use that to control their fertility. That's what I was explaining. Any questions about that?
Thank you for that, for answering the question.
Oh no, that's no problem. And if there's any other questions, I'm here. So black cohosh is an herb that we can use to for our PMS and bringing on menstruation. So it's used to treat symptoms of menopause, premenstrual syndrome, bringing on menstruation, treating painful menstruation, acne, weakened bones, or starting labor in pregnant folks. So you don't use it if you have like any liver disease or breast, ovary, and uterus cancer. If you have a genetic blood clotting disorder, or if you've ever had a kidney transplant. So you would stop use if you're nausea, you have loss of appetite, upper stomach pain, itching, if you feel tired, dark urine, clay-colored stools, or jaundice. So some common side effects is stomach pain, a heavy feeling, vaginal bleeding or spotting, a headache, rash, or weight gain. You wouldn't use black cohosh if you take Tylenol, Domperidone, any antidepressants or antipsychotic medications. If you have heart or blood pressure medicine, narcotic medicine like codeine, fentanyl, methadone, or if you're taking seizure medicine. And so the dosage for black cohosh would be you take 40 milligrams twice a day, and you begin if you have using it for PMS, you would take about a teaspoon for a week or 10 days before your period. And if for an abortifacient, you take the tincture, you take 1 teaspoon 4 times a day. And that is for the black cohosh. Is any questions about that? That's something that's local. You can find it growing wild on the East Coast, especially like the Sea Islands. You can find it in South Carolina, North Carolina. You can find it in Georgia. It should be local to you. Any questions about that? You can also sorry.
Is everything okay, Diamond?
I'm sorry, yes. I didn't realize I was muted.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
no worries. No worries.
Okay, I'll go back. So I was talking about red raspberry leaf. Red raspberry leaf, it works to tone the muscles and normalize blood flow during your menses. So this is one of the best normalizing herbs for our reproductive system, for folks' reproductive system. Red raspberry has been used during childbirth. It uses to reduce the pain medication and shorten the length of labor. There is research that's shown that red raspberry leaf might not induce labor, but it helps us during labor. So peony root is an herb that is excellent for hormone balance and support. It aids in pain reduction and relaxation. Peony encourages proper circulation to our pelvic area, making it useful for uterine stagnation. Peony is a plant, but the root that's commonly in the flower and seed are used to make medicine. Peony is sometimes called red peony and white peony, but it doesn't refer to the flowers. It's the color of the processed root. So peony is used for gout, osteoarthritis, fever, respiratory tract illnesses, and your cough. So folks use peony for menstrual cramps, polycystic ovary syndrome, PCOS, menstrual syndrome, premenstrual syndrome, and for start menstruation and bringing down our menses. It brings the blood it brings the blood down. So it's good to use with parsley also. It's used for viral hepatitis, liver cirrhosis, upset stomach, muscle cramps, and to it induce vomiting when needed. Peony is also used for spasms, whooping cough, epilepsy, nerve pain, migraine headaches, and chronic fatigue syndrome. So people apply peony also to the skin for healing cracked skin, especially cracks around the anal fissures that sometimes happens with hemorrhoids. So that's the peony root. Donquay root increases circulation to the reproductive organs and is iron rich. Two important aspects of building a healthy uterine lining is also relaxing to the uterine muscles and helps the uterus to function without tension. Donquay has been used in alternative medicine as a possibility effective aid and treat premature ejaculation, which is combined with other ingredients and applied to the outer skin of the penis before sexual intercourse. Donquay may have been combined with other plants and extracts also in a specific preparation to treat this condition. So Donquay has also been used to treat menopause symptoms. It's been used to help with constipation, anemia, ulcers, joint pain, and high blood pressure. I wouldn't use it if you have any history of cancers, any endometriosis, a history of endometriosis or uterine fibroids or protein S deficiency. If you have a bleeding or blood clotted disorder like hemophilia, Dongquai can also affect blood clotting and may it can increase your risk of bleeding. This is why it's really good for bringing down your menses. And so when you're using it, the dosage is it can vary. So the crude root extract, by like if you're making a tincture, it would be 3 grams per day. You can do three, it would be 15 of drops per day. Or you can make a capsule of 75 milligrams to be taken 6 times a day. You can also use this as an abortifacient. If you're going to use it as an abortifacient, you would mix it with blue cahoot and black cahoot, and you would take those 4 times a day. I'm sorry, every 4 hours. So Daminia leaf has been used for centuries to help increase circulation to our reproductive system, and it also helps increase libido. It's a Mexican shrub, also found like throughout the southern U.S. and many parts of South America. It's yellow, it's small, and you can smell it. It smells amazing. It has red-brown twigs that are often mixed in with different fruit and different herbs like rosemary. So typically, you would you can use 1 leaf. It's about 2 grams, and that's the typical dosage. So in the Caribbean, the mania root is boiled in water. The vapors inhaled for a relief for headaches. The teas are said to aid in the control of bedwetting. It also helps with your central nervous system stimulant. It can aid in getting you off of coffee. The aphrodisiac effect is not really it's attributed to the whole plant and not just any part of the plant. It really comes from the volatile oils in the plant. Yeah, that's the golden seal root. The golden seal root supports a normal inflammation response, which may help to prevent scar tissue and adhesion formation. It's also cleansing, it's antibiotic and antimicrobial. It helps the body fight off infection and occasional uterine discomfort. It's a good herb to keep in like your herbal first aid kit. Early American medical texts refer to the Cherokee and the Iroquois Americans using golden seal to treat cancer, mouth elements like crankosaurs and stomach issues. So today it's marketed to be able to treat gonorrhea, malaria, pneumonia, stomach and digestive conditions, skin problems like dandruff, ringworm, and eczema, eye infections, bladder infections. Golden seal is also said to increase the effectiveness of other herbs and medicines. So when you take it, make sure you take it in 12-hour increments of your own medication, whatever medication you're taking. If you're treating a wound, use enough to cover the wound at least once a day. Wash the area daily to make sure there's nothing trapped or in the way of the healing. Any questions about anything so far?
I think everybody's just taking notes.
Okay. I don't want to go too fast. I want to make sure that I'm going. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna go right to ginger. Ginger increases circulation in the body. It helps to support healthy inflammation response and a normal detoxification. Ginger has been well researched. Many of its traditional uses are confirmed. It's a warming remedy. It's ideal for boosting the circulation. It helps with lowering high blood pressure and keeping blood thin in high doses. Ginger is antiviral and it makes for a warm and cold and flu remedy. Ginger is powerful. It's an anti-inflammatory herb, and there has been so much interest for the joint problems. I take ginger for my joints as I get older. It's been indicated for arthritis, fevers, headaches, toothaches, coughs, bronchitis, rheumatoid arthritis. It eases tendonitis. It lowers cholesterol. It helps with your blood pressure, and it aids in preventing internal blood clots. So ginger root is a medicinal herb used primarily for the treatment of discomfort after you eat. This includes the symptoms of bloating, heartburn, flatulence, and nausea. It's also considered helpful as a preventative for motion sickness and as a digestive. So due to its anti-spasmodic characteristics, some people have used it to help ease menstrual cramps. It's also been credited for the ability to treat arthritis, fevers, headaches, and toothaches. Yes. So licorice root is an adaptogen herb supporting the endocrine system for overall hormonal support. Licorice is a plant used for flavoring food, beverages, and tobacco. The root is issued as a natural herbal supplement for medicinal purposes. The chemicals in licorice may reduce inflammation, thin mucus secretions, decrease cough, and increase the body's abilities to heal ulcers. The side effects are usually tiredness. It increases your blood pressure, low blood potassium levels. If you take too much, you'll have an irregular menstrual cycle, and you'll have a headache and decreased libido. For an upset stomach, you would take the licorice, 1 milligrams per mouth 3 times a day. That's so you could take like one of the 00 capsules, and you could take one by mouth 3 times a day. For an ulcer, you would take 760 milligrams by mouth with meals. Make sure you eat with meals for 8 weeks. For a cough, it would be 1 gram of the root 3 times a day. You can prepare it as a tea and put 1 gram of the root and about a 8-ounce cup of water and drink 1 cup 3 times a day. You shouldn't take licorice if you're using any warfarin or anything like that, any type of medication like that. So yellow dock root. This is one of my favorite herbs too. The herb stimulates the bioreproduction for a healthy removal of toxins, and is supportive of liver health and aids in iron absorption. So some side effects are you may result in GI symptoms, or if you take too much of it, it can lead to kidney damage. So you don't really need that much. You need maybe 2 ounces per day. So the spring leaf stalk of this plant have been used for in salads. But it's kind of sour, so it's not really good in salads. You can boil and rinse thoroughly. You have to boil and rinse thoroughly before you eat it. You can make a yellow dock root tonic. So my recipe for this is 2 ounces of yellow dock root, 4 tablespoons of honey, and 2 tablespoons of brandy or vodka or whatever liquor you like. You can put the roots in a quart jar filled completely with boiling water. You can cap well and let it sit for 8 hours overnight. You strain the herb out and you throw away the herb. You steam the liquid over a very low flame until it's reduced to 1 cup. Don't boil it or simmer it. Make sure you steam it. Add honey, then stir it until it dissolves. You turn up the fire, bring the mixture just to a boil, and then you pour it boiling hot in a very clean jar. You add your liquor for flavoring if you like. You cap and you cool it, and you store your tonic in the refrigerator. You can take between 1 to 2 tablespoons a day, and it'll work for any of these ailments. Okay. So dandelion root. Dandelion root leaves and roots are very nutritious and bitter. It's a common weed in nutritional food and digestive aid. The root specifically supports liver health to help encourage hormonal balance. The dandelion has been used in alternative medicine to treat bladder infections, upset stomach, constipation, arthritis pain, and other conditions. For a dosage, it's recommended that you take 2 grams of dandelion root 3 times per day if you, for any to cleanse out your body. You can find the dandelion root everywhere. So milk thistle seed is something that I also use in my herbal birth control capsule. Milk thistle seed is one of the best plants for liver health. Liver health is vital for hormonal balance. The liver helps to filter toxins from the body, including excess hormones. It's native to Southern Europe, Southern Russia, the Asia Minor area, and Northern Africa. So milk thistle has been traditionally used in pregnancy. It helps with milk production. It helps with when in conjunction with black seed oil, it helps with egg implantation to avoid implantation. Burdock root is another herb that helps stimulate digestion, as well as nourish and cleanse the liver, all which aids in hormonal balance. Burdock is a large weed. It's covered in spurs that grows over 4 feet tall. It helps with lowering blood sugar levels, as well as other health benefits. It is used to help purify blood. It slows the growth of breast cancer tumors. It's a diuretic, antioxidant, and reduces inflammation. So you can use 1 to 2 teaspoons of burdock root. You can boil water. You can boil water. Add 1 to 2 teaspoons per 8 ounces cup, and you steep it for 3 to 10 minutes. This isn't an herb that you would use if you're pregnant. It can also be used as an abortifacient. And so that's all the herbs that I have. Are there any questions? Oh, there are questions. Okay. Are there any questions or anything?
I do have one question.
Yes.
You went over pregnancy really briefly, but I know that people that are trying to conceive are really nervous about miscarrying. So what would be some herbs to maybe help prevent a miscarriage?
So red raspberry leaf is something that you can take to avoid miscarrying. If you take it after 12 weeks, it'll help support your uterus. Also, Vitex or chasteberry is really good with nourishing your womb and feeding into your womb to help support the pregnancy.
Thank you.
No problem. Do you want me to go deeper into pregnancy?
If other people want that.
Is everyone okay with that?
I'm okay with it.
Okay, so we can talk about oh, what do you want to start pregnancy? I'm sorry. Where can we start with pregnancy?
Let's do a brief on each trimester and including postpartum.
Yes. Okay. So oh, this is for that. Okay, so the first, so because we went over conception, and I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me I'll say that. Hold on. Okay, I'm ready. I'm sorry. So the first trimester would, I don't know what to talk about. I'm sorry.
That's all good.
Okay, so the first trimester is like, okay, so the first trimester, right? That is the period that is from 1 to 12 weeks. That is the time where we should be rested. We shouldn't be, we feel drained, right? Because there's a lot going on. Our body is building a baby. So at this time, we should be taking prenatal vitamins. We should be taking folate, and we should be drinking green or eating green leafy foods. And we should just be, you shouldn't really be doing much of anything. At this time, you should be trying to figure out who's going to be your medical provider, whether it be a midwife or a doula or whoever it is. Sorry. So that's where we should be at with the first trimester. The second trimester is where we get a little bit more energy. Things are like a little more I don't want to say crunk, but like it gets like you start feeling things. You start feeling like the butterfly kisses and the baby moving around. This is the exciting time. This is usually the time where folks start announcing their pregnancy. This is you still continuing your prenatal vitamins. You're still taking your green leafy foods for the folate. Did my internet cut off? Okay, you're still taking your green leafy foods for the folate. There are a couple of things that you should be eating blueberries for their nutritional value. Sorry. You should be taking, you should have B12. Some sources of B12 would be beef, some yogurt, sardines, nutritional yeast if you're vegan, oysters, some eggs. There are you should have fiber. Fiber helps your body get rid of the excess hormones, and it keeps your blood sugar balanced. Some high fiber foods are whole grains, fruits, vegetables, beans. The excess estrogen is removed because it's a waste product. There was one study that said eating 10 grams more of cereal fiber per day was associated with a 44% lower risk of ovulatory infertility amongst folks older than 32 years old. And your third trimester is where you should be locking down all the things you need to do. So during your third trimester, you are you're talking to your provider and making sure that they know your birth plan and that you're going along with it. This is also the time where you should be talking to your doula about where the plan for the birth, what things you need to know. You should be do a dry run of going to the hospital and to letting know who's there. If there are any other children around, you should be making a plan for them. Where do the children go if and when labor starts? So that is your third trimester. Just like a brief run of your third trimester. Your third trimester is also a time where you should be doing freezer meals. So if possible, you should be you can make 2 meals. So there can be a meal for that particular day, and there can be a meal that you can put in the freezer so you don't have to do any extra work later on. You can make crock pot meals. Those are like you put ingredients in a Ziploc bag and you put it in the freezer later, so that you can just put it in a crock pot and you can have that. This is also the time where you are scheduling in your lie-in period. So a lie-in is where you don't do anything for 40 days. This is your 40 days where you and baby are in the bed doing absolutely nothing. So third trimester comes, you're planning, you're solidifying everything. Labor comes, you should be eating. You should have nuts. You don't starve pregnant people. I firmly believe you don't starve pregnant folks. So you will be eating honey sticks, nuts, things to give you energy and energy to actually labor. Labor is work. It takes a lot of energy from us. It takes a lot out of us. So you'll be eating. You'll be figuring out what it is that you want to eat. How can you stay home for as long as possible and be comfortable? Because the faster you go into these hospitals, the faster it is for them to start picking and prodding and for interventions to start happening. So you give birth, you have the baby. You can have it. You can have it. Go sit down for a minute. Okay, thank you. So you go into the hospital and you have your baby, everything's successful, you're happy, you come home. The next thing you will be doing is this will be your postpartum period. So those freezer meals that you put together, those will be the things. So this should be a time where you are warm. So when we're in labor, our body, our warmth and the heat escapes from us. The further we go into labor, the higher our heat rises until it's the top of our head. If you ever felt a pregnant person's feet, it's freezing cold because all the heat left their body. Okay, all the heat left their body. So so you're home, and this is a time where you're drinking your teas, your red raspberry teas, and all the teas that you need, your postpartum teas. This is a time where you're eating warming foods, you're eating soups, you have your head covered, you have socks on your feet, you're walking with slippers on, and you are nursing. You are spending time with baby. Baby is on your chest. You're baby wearing if possible, and you're learning who you are, and the baby is learning who you are. Every pregnancy is different. Babies learn folks differently. We change. Of every pregnancy, there is something we need to know. This is a whole different baby. This baby has only been a baby one time. So the baby has to learn who we are. The baby has to learn how to nurse, and we have to learn how to nurse this baby. And so during the postpartum period, this is what we're doing. For 40 days, we are doing nothing but learning this baby. We are not stressing. We are seeing our lactation consultant. We are having folks come to the house and doing things for us, like straightening up, holding the baby so we can actually get some rest in. We are accepting help. And that is it for from to immediate postpartum. Now, from immediate postpartum, which is that 40-day. Thank you, baby. So from that 40-day period on, you're still parenting. You're still taking time for yourself. We're not losing ourselves in parenthood. You are taking time when possible to do things for yourself, even if that means going into a shower and using your favorite soap, or if that means going for a walk, or whatever it is. That's what we're doing. And so that is it. Did I answer all of that? I hope I did. Thank you. So we go deeper into it. That's why I didn't know where to start. It's it's something that we lost. I think that we get lost in parenting our children, and we get lost into being pregnant, and like these are amazing things, but that's not all that we are. And that's what, and when we get lost into that, I got lost into that. It led to postpartum depression, and I had to like backtrack. There was nothing else I could do but backtrack, go back to where I was, and do it over. Yes. And so I hope I answered it all as best as I could. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for everything, Diamond. Did you want to plug in any of the things like your social or how people can connect with you? Maybe in the chat.
Yes. So I am a birth worker trainer. I am a baby wearing trainer, a baby wearing educator trainer. I do all the things. So my personal social is Authentically Diamond. My business social is Mamisi's Birth Services. I'm gonna write it in the chat. And we have a training coming up in October. It's gonna be a week-long training. We're gonna just do it for 1 week, 1 straight week, and we're gonna train some birth workers. With our training comes 3 months of mentorship, so you're not out there by yourself. We have a community of other birth workers who are here to support you. We have different classes that we do. All of our classes are discounted for Mamisi's full spectrum doulas. And we're here. Even if you're not one of our doulas and you want to reach out because you are a doula and want to connect, I'm here for that too. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah. Oh, thank you for putting all that in the comments. I also wanted to plug that I'm from New Jersey too. I'm from Linden, near Roselle and Elizabeth. Side note.
Hey, yes, I'm in Newark right now.
Yes.
Thank you.
We love it. I'll give folks a couple of seconds to add that and get all of Diamond's information. And yeah, we can close out. All right. Bye, everyone. Thank y'all so much. Thank you, Diamond.
Thank
Thanks,
y'all.
Agnes.
Thank you so much. I'm so
Thank
happy.
you.
You're
Thank you for
welcome.
having me.
You're so welcome. Take care.
You too.